settle in. Let's really delve into something quite profound. Picture this, if you will, not just a single path laid out before you, but an infinite web of potential realities, all existing simultaneously. And with every single choice you make, even the tiny, seemingly insignificant ones, like which way to walk down the street or what to have for your cuppa, you are, in a sense, navigating this vast, unseen network. Now, what if, in one of those countless branching realities, there's another version of you, a version who perhaps chose differently at a crucial moment, experienced a completely different set of circumstances, maybe even developed talents you never explored here? And what if this other you is actually trying to communicate, to send you signals across the veil that separates your realities? It might sound a bit like something straight out of a science fiction film, I know. But the notion of parallel realities, or at least a universe of infinite potential outcomes, resonates surprisingly with both ancient spiritual wisdom and some genuinely mind-bending concepts in modern physics. We're talking about the very fabric of existence here. In this video, we're going to embark on a rather fascinating journey. We'll explore the idea that these other versions of you do exist, connected to you by subtle, energetic threads. We'll discuss why they might be reaching out, and crucially, we'll uncover the everyday, yet often overlooked, signs that they are trying to get through to you. And then, we'll get practical. We'll talk about how you can learn to decode these messages and, excitingly, how you can actively cultivate this connection to gain wisdom, overcome challenges, and ultimately align your current life more closely with your highest potential. This isn't just about curiosity. It's a path to profound self-discovery and quite incredible personal transformation. Let's start with the concept itself. From a spiritual perspective, the universe is often described as a manifestation of consciousness. Every thought, every feeling, every intention we hold vibrates at a certain frequency. And these vibrations, this energy, doesn't just fizzle out. It contributes to the vast energetic field of existence. Spiritual teachings often speak of multiple planes, dimensions, or realms all coexisting. Within this framework, the idea that our consciousness, our energy, could potentially birth or resonate with multiple life paths simultaneously seems quite plausible, doesn't it? It's as if for every major decision point, the universe doesn't just delete the other options, it explores them, with a version of your consciousness experiencing that alternative. Some traditions even hint at a sort of cosmic library, sometimes called the Akashic Records, containing the energetic blueprint of every possibility and experience, past, present, and future, across all potential realities. Now, bringing it back down to Earth, let's glance at what the world of physics is pondering. Quantum physics, that famously bizarre realm of the very small, suggests that particles can exist in multiple states at once, a state known as superposition. It's only when we observe a particle that it collapses into a single, definite state. Expanding this idea to the entire universe leads to theories like the many worlds interpretation, which proposes that every quantum measurement, every decision point, causes the universe to split into multiple parallel universes, one for each possible outcome. Again, it's not proof of spiritual ideas, but it certainly offers a rather intriguing parallel, suggesting that the reality we perceive is just one slice of a much larger, multifaceted pie of existence. So, within this grander view, whether you lean more towards the spiritual or the scientific analogy, the notion emerges. You are not limited to this single experience. There are multiple versions of you out there, living different stories, possessing different insights. And here's the compelling bit. These versions aren't entirely separate. They are facets of the same core consciousness. your consciousness, and this shared essence creates a subtle, energetic link between you. But why would these other versions actively try to contact this version of you? Well, think of it this way. Imagine a version of you who took a huge leap of faith years ago and is now living a wonderfully fulfilled life because of it. They've overcome challenges you're currently facing. They've discovered truths you're still seeking. From their perspective, on some subconscious or energetic level, there might be a pull, a desire, a natural flow of energy to share that hard-won wisdom with other facets of themselves that are still navigating those initial difficulties. It's like a future or alternative self reaching back to offer guidance, perhaps driven by a universal impulse towards integration and harmony. It's about accessing insights, gaining alternative perspectives on your current problems, and receiving nudges towards paths that lead to greater alignment with your soul's purpose. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do you actually spot these messages? Because they're not going to arrive as a text message saying, "Hey, it's parallel you, take that job." They're much more subtle. You need to become a keen observer of your own experience. Keep an eye out for these signs. Firstly, déjà vu. We touched on this earlier, but let's explore it a bit more. It's that deeply unsettling, yet strangely familiar feeling. You're in a new place, talking to someone you've just met, and suddenly you have this overwhelming sense that this exact moment has already happened, in precisely the same way. Your brain might try to dismiss it as a memory glitch. And yes, there are scientific theories involving temporal lobe activity, but what if there's more to it? What if it's a brief flicker, a momentary overlap, where your consciousness aligns with a version of you who is living or has lived that exact moment? It's like catching a glimpse through a thin veil. Pay attention to the specific details of the déjà vu experience, the sounds, the smells, the words spoken. These elements might be clues. Secondly, synchronicities. Carl Jung called these meaningful coincidences, and they're perhaps the most common way we perceive the subtle interconnectedness of everything. You're wrestling with a difficult decision, and suddenly you keep seeing related numbers everywhere, on clocks, on car plates, in phone numbers. You're thinking about a creative project, and unrelated people keep mentioning similar ideas or materials. You need a specific piece of information, and a book accidentally falls off a shelf open to the exact page you need. These aren't just random occurrences when you look closely. They feel orchestrated, guided. It's as if the universe, or perhaps another version of you who has already navigated this path, is arranging these little signposts to confirm you're on the right track, or to gently steer you in a certain direction. The key here is the personal significance. Does this recurring symbol or number feel like it's speaking specifically to you about your current situation? Thirdly, vivid and lucid dreams. Our dreams are already a window into our subconscious, but they can also be a gateway to other levels of experience. Have you ever had a dream that felt incredibly real? So much so that the feeling lingered for hours after you woke up. Or perhaps a recurring dream about a place you've never visited, or a person you don't know in waking life. These could be more than just random neural firings. They could be glimpses into the lives of your parallel selves. You might be accessing their memories, their emotions, their daily experiences. Lucid dreams, where you become aware that you are dreaming and can potentially take control, are particularly powerful. In a lucid state, you could potentially consciously seek out and interact with these other versions of yourself, or explore the realities they inhabit, asking questions and gaining direct insight. Fourthly, moments of disorientation or feeling out of sync. Have you ever suddenly felt a strange disconnect from your surroundings? a brief moment where reality seems a bit off, like a ripple or a shimmer in the air, or a feeling that you're momentarily not quite here. These can manifest as a sudden, inexplicable sense of being out of time or out of place, a fleeting dizziness, or even a subtle shift in sensory perception. While sometimes linked to physical causes, if they happen alongside moments of significant contemplation or decision-making, they could be signs of your energy briefly aligning or brushing up against a parallel reality. Your consciousness is momentarily grappling with the potential of being elsewhere, creating a transient feeling of being out of phase with your current environment. It's like a quick energetic comparison. How does this reality feel versus that potential one? And finally, flashes of strong intuition and unexplained behavioral shifts. Intuition is often described as an inner knowing that bypasses logic. But where does that knowing come from? It could be the accumulated wisdom of your parallel selves. That sudden, powerful urge to call someone you haven't spoken to in ages, which leads to a crucial conversation. That undeniable feeling that you must take a particular route, which helps you avoid trouble. These aren't random guesses. They're often precise, relevant, and carry a strong, energetic charge. Similarly, have you ever noticed yourself suddenly developing new interests, picking up new habits, or changing long-standing behaviors without consciously deciding to? Perhaps you suddenly find yourself drawn to a specific type of music, or a new health routine, or a different way of interacting with people. These shifts could be your current self, subconsciously aligning with a version of you who has already integrated these positive changes and is vibrating at that new frequency, pulling you towards it. So, you're starting to notice these signs. You're keeping a journal, maybe. The next step is figuring out what on earth they actually mean. Deciphering these messages requires a combination of careful observation, introspection, and trusting that often quiet inner voice, your intuition. Firstly, don't dismiss them. It's easy to brush off déjà vu as a brain hiccup or a synchronicity as mere chance. But if you're open to the possibility, you'll find yourself paying more attention. Write them down. Look for patterns over time. Are the signs consistently related to a specific area of your life? Career, relationships, health, a creative pursuit? The repetition is key. Secondly, bring the signs into your contemplative practices. During meditation, focus on a recent synchronicity or a vivid dream image. Hold it in your mind with gentle curiosity. Ask inwardly, what is the message here? What is being shown to me? Then release the question and simply be present, open to whatever thoughts, feelings, or images arise. The answer might not be a logical explanation. It might be a feeling in your gut, a sudden understanding, or even another synchronicity that provides the missing piece. Crucially, trust your intuition. The rational mind likes things neat and tidy, but the language of these messages is often symbolic and emotional. If something feels right, if it resonates deeply with you, even if it doesn't make perfect sense on the surface, honor that feeling. Your intuition is a powerful compass, and it may be guiding you based on information received from these deeper levels of your consciousness, from those other versions of you. Right now, for the exciting part, actively connecting. You don't just have to wait for the signs, you can consciously work to align with and draw wisdom from your parallel selves. The most powerful tool you have for this is managing your vibrational frequency. Everything is energy, remember, and like attracts like. If you want to connect with a version of you who lives in joy, abundance, and peace, you need to cultivate those states within your current reality. How do you do that? By making conscious choices that raise your vibration. Simple things, but powerful. Practice gratitude daily. Seriously, write down 3 things you're genuinely grateful for. It instantly shifts your focus to the positive. Cultivate joy and playfulness. Do things purely because they bring you joy. Listen to music, dance, spend time in nature, connect with loved ones. Joy is a high-frequency state. Engage in acts of kindness and compassion. Giving and receiving love and compassion elevates everyone's energy. Prioritize mindfulness. Being fully present anchors you in the moment, reducing the energetic drain of worrying about the past or future. Simple deep breathing exercises can make a difference. Nourish your body. What you eat, how you move, how much rest you get. It all impacts your physical and energetic state. Choose foods that make you feel alive and vibrant. Move your body in ways that feel good. Release limiting beliefs and emotions. Work through fears, resentments, self-doubt. These lower your vibration. Practices like forgiveness of self and others are immensely freeing. Beyond these daily practices, use visualization and intention during your meditation or quiet, reflective time. Choose a quality, a feeling, or an outcome you wish to manifest in your life. Perhaps the feeling of confident ease from the version of you who nailed that job interview, or the calm creativity from the version who effortlessly produces beautiful art. Close your eyes and vividly imagine yourself as that version. See what they see, feel what they feel. Experience the emotions of that reality as fully as you can. Set a clear intention to integrate that specific energy or wisdom into your current self. You can also use affirmations. Create positive statements about the qualities or experiences you want to embody, speaking them aloud or silently with conviction, aligning your words and thoughts with that desired parallel reality. Statements like, "I am aligned with my highest potential," or "I effortlessly attract opportunities," or "I radiate peace and confidence." And remember, consistency is key. This isn't about one big event. It's about a gradual, persistent tuning of your energy. Make these high vibrational practices a regular part of your routine. When you start integrating these insights, when you begin to act on the intuitive nudges and make choices that align with your desired parallel self, that's when the real transformation happens. It's like gathering the best parts of all the potential yous and bringing them together into this current moment. You'll find your perspective on challenges shifts. Problems that seemed insurmountable might suddenly reveal unexpected solutions. You might feel a greater sense of flow and ease in your life, as if things are falling into place more naturally. You're not trying to become someone you're not. You're actually shedding the limitations and fears that were holding you back from being the fullest expression of yourself, the version that already thrives in other realities. This process of conscious connection and integration is perhaps one of the most powerful paths to personal and spiritual growth available to us. It expands your sense of what's possible. It shows you that your current reality isn't fixed, but rather a dynamic expression of your energy and choices. And as you consciously choose to align with higher frequencies, you don't just change yourself, you actively shape the reality you experience. Every message received, every sign interpreted, every choice made from this place of deeper connection becomes a catalyst. It brings you closer to that ideal version of yourself that already exists, waiting for you to catch up, to remember the full spectrum of your being. It's a journey of remembering who you truly are, not just in this one life, but across the infinite canvas of existence. You develop yourself as a being, opening yourself to boundless possibilities for growth and enhancement. The world is far more mysterious and wonderful than it might seem at first glance. And the most amazing mystery of all, that's you, existing all at once in countless forms and possibilities. Open yourself up to this connection. Trust the signs and start consciously creating the version of you that already exists somewhere out there, just waiting for you to sort of synchronize up. Right, thank you ever so much for delving into this topic with me. If this video made you think or resonated with you at all, do hit the like button. It helps more people discover these rather intriguing ideas. Do subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on new explorations of our rather amazing world and ourselves. And most importantly, do share in the comments. Have you noticed any of these signs yourselves, like déjà vu, synchronicities, unusual dreams? What are your thoughts on this connection with parallel versions of yourself? Your story might just inspire others. Do take care of yourselves. Be mindful of the signs around and within you. See you all soon.